Cardano price continuing to break out, but right now testing huge resistance. Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe and like on the way in, especially if you're not a subscriber. Make sure to subscribe for the very best lately Cardano videos. Listen, I don't know what else to say. Cardano's just killing it. There's too much going on in the ecosystem, everybody. Too much for me not to spend my time doing these videos on Cardano. And this is why I've been covering it. It's where the opportunity is in crypto, amongst other things. So I led with resistance, right? Cardano's at 213 right now. Probably going to go a little bit lower now that I'm live, because you know the drill. We can't catch those parabolic gains. But I started with basically discussing resistance in that very short opening because it's where we are. It's the only thing that I'm watching right now in the Cardano charts. And I want to talk about it to get a very quick glimpse. I think I have it somewhere here on a 6 hour. This is a 6 hour. This is a Kraken chart. Gives a good illustration. We're gonna look at Kraken and Binance. But there it is. It's a huge resistance, a 786 resistance we've been talking about, and it's very interesting. You know the story. Maybe there's 0.001% of you that don't know what happened today. But smart contracts launch date announced September 12th. Smart contracts come into Cardano, everybody. It's really, really cool. IOHK announced it. Charles was on Crypto Banter talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Even if you're not in Cardano, they're talking about it. So I want to start with this. I'm just going to throw it out there because at the end of the day, it's very interesting watching. You go to CoinGecko, you see Cardano sitting there at number 3. I know you're liking that. I'm liking it. Number 3 behind Ethereum. Smart contracts not here yet, mind you. So $68 billion market cap. Smart contracts not here yet. It's a race I'm watching. I watch it respectfully. You know, I don't want to see Ethereum. I don't want to see something crazy bad happen with Ethereum or anything like that. But, you know, I'm watching Cardano as it's just getting this traction and it's making moves. And what I did, I tweeted, because we've been tracking this. So check this out. I tweeted this July 31st. Of course, there's a fly. Are you serious? My goodness. January 2021. ADA was 18x behind ETH in market cap. So keep that in mind. January 2021, Cardano was 18 times behind Ethereum. This was January, beginning of the year. Now, 6 months later in July, it's 7 times behind. Again, it doesn't matter either way, but why is it such a ridiculous notion? And I tweeted this just because people, you know, talk to me a lot about how Cardano's never going to gain in market cap in this top 3 type of, you know, we can call it a race. It's just the easiest illustration. And I just say it's kind of crazy to say that because it was just 18x behind ETH, and now it's 7x in July. And now I think I just did the math in terms of market cap. If we're looking at market cap, look at this fly. It's $387 billion. Look at this. Do you see this? Right on my mic. I'm going to get it live on a stream. You ready? Done. It's in my, I'm going to save it later. It's good protein. It's in my hand. Now it's on my desk. Okay, let's get back to this. 387 billion. If you like my ninja skills, hit the like. $387 billion market cap, 68 billion. It's 5.6. So Cardano right now, 5.6 behind Ethereum in market cap. So there's a race. Cardano's gaining. And it just is what it is. And I'm very keen on that race because I'm long on Cardano, obviously. So it's something I wanted to bring up. I bring it up respectfully. You know, anytime I talk about Ethereum, I bring up respectfully because I'm not the type of crypto person on social media that's talking trash to people. I really, truly do respect everybody in the crypto space. I respect the cryptos they're invested in. I want to see people succeed no matter what they are invested in. But at the same time, I'm going to sit here and talk to you like I'm sitting at lunch with my buddy or, you know, whatever. Even my dad. My dad is long on Ethereum, and he's always talking to me like about Cardano versus Ethereum, and we're always having the friendly debate. But it's a race that we're gonna watch. And I want to just start here, zoomed out. Cardano Dan, he posted a tweet. I mean, not long ago, 20 minutes or so. And I haven't really looked at the monthly candle, and it really is ridiculous looking. So thanks for reminding me of that very zoomed out look. This is the log chart on the monthly chart for Cardano. This is what it looks like. It's just look at this right now. And we don't know, right? There's 18 days. There's 18 days left on this green candle that you see. But right now, Cardano potentially could put in the highest close it's ever put in. The highest close it's ever put in, right around $1.75-ish. So it's going to be extremely interesting in the next 18 days to see how this monthly candle closes. But what's intriguing to this, if you've been watching the technical analysis that we've been doing on Cardano, you know, especially in the last few weeks discussing this, if you look at this chart and you kind of go back, this candle, this monthly candle right here, we're getting very similar vibes in terms of the monthly candle that we're putting in right here. And you know this, and I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about right now. What it is, everybody, is this candle back here for Cardano and this monthly close higher. And we're looking for a very similar move right now in the monthly. And I haven't really broken it down. It's hard to chart on a monthly, and that's why I haven't broken it down on monthly, but we've been viewing it on this weekly, and this is the move. And it starts here. I mean, we were talking about it under the 20-week moving average, and the comparative chart to back here, the entry to the bull market, and it was this weekly candle. And right now, I mean, Cardano is putting in an almost identical weekly candle. It's bonkers to watch this. And what makes it bonkers is just because, like, I've talked about it nonstop for the last probably at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as we're trading under this 20-week moving average. We were waiting for a move. All of us, we were waiting for this Blastoff move for Cardano, and it happened. Now, this is the other thing, the momentum of Cardano. So much momentum, so much upside for Cardano right now on the weekly. And it starts here on the quicker moving momentum oscillator. We can get retracements on the daily, and it can show on this weekly, but look at this. We're still in oversold territory on this weekly. So if there's a case, if there's a case for the middle of the bull market, we reset type of deal, this is what a weekly chart would look like. We would be down here. We would be in this halfway area on the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, with this upward momentum. Remember that parabolic, just ridiculous above $3 and just $4, $5 will be above this trend line. And that's what we've been talking about. And we're really getting this quick move to the upside right now. And it's really, really, really intriguing because it's all confluent with this chart. And this is the battle playing out before our eyes. And it is a Fibonacci. This is a Fibonacci lower high area from the all-time high. This is the all-time high all the way back here in May. And it is that all-time high to this low up to this 786 area around 218 to the 618 area around $1.90, $1.91. So check this out. Cardano, and this is what's interesting. I was talking about Kraken because this is on Binance right now. But if we look at Kraken, right? So that resistance is there. And if we look at Kraken, where's Kraken? Let me see. So here's Kraken. And you can see it's different, but it's the same. Meaning on both charts, we're hitting a 786. It's just the 786 is, I mean, really, truly tested on Kraken. That 786 on this chart is around 214. So on Binance, it's 218, but the sense is the same. This vicinity where Cardano is right now is really, really big resistance. And I don't say that just because I started the video and we're opening up a new daily candle and it's turning red at this moment. I say it because when we hit 786 areas, it happens so often that we see resistance. And you all know that if you watch my YouTube videos. So often we hit 786 resistance. So this is the area to break right now. This is the bullish area to break. And what I mean by that is we get the break and we get the separation. That's the bullish confirmation we're really waiting for in terms of bull market continuation. Now, Bitcoin, and it's very important to watch Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin has the same upward momentum on the weekly. There's a lot of room for Bitcoin on the weekly. But check this out. From this swing high in April to the swing low that Bitcoin saw, Bitcoin's not even at its own Fibonacci lower high area. That's 51,500 to 57,000, let's just call it 58,000. But that area for Bitcoin, that needs to be broken to really break into the second half of this bull market, right? $100,000 plus. This is a huge resistance area, the 786 sitting around 57,000. In the story of Cardano, if you go back to Cardano's weekly chart, you can see Cardano winning that race back to this resistance area on the weekly. So, and this is, well, it's on the daily illustrated, but this is it, 786 right now, and all within the environment of smart contracts getting ready to happen. So I'm very interested to see what happens really even in the rest of this week in terms of this 786, like literally 214, 215 on Kraken. But if you're on Binance, I mean, it's a little higher. We haven't really touched it yet on Binance, but it's around 218 on Binance. How will Cardano interact with that area? If we actually just go, and I just had it charted on this Binance chart, we were just tracking this Fibonacci resistance, a more midterm one, which is the swing. Let me just rechart it so we can. It's this swing high, swing low, and you can see Cardano testing back then on the daily chart a 786 resistance. So seeing resistance kind of for a few days before Blastoff. So the question is, are we going to see the same thing right now in the next few days, this weekend? How is this weekend going to close? Going to the 6-hour chart, this is where we are. We continue to move up support. And I've been doing this and we keep moving it up. So this last swing high, or sorry, swing low to now, you see on the 6-hour, this resistance for Cardano at that 786 macro. Cardano falling back potentially to an area, a support area, a 618 around $1.85 to the 786 around $1.77. I know some of you don't like to hear that at all. I really do. Like we're talking $1.75 area throwback from 210. I know none of you want to fall below $2 again. Trust me, I don't either. I mean, I really don't. But these are the moves that just typically happen so often. And I said this the other day. I said this the other day, I think just painting a scenario, because Cardano back here around the $1.90 area is a huge resistance area, right? The reason why it's a huge resistance area, and this is actually very important. This 618, this was a 618, the $1.90 of the same Fibonacci we're tracking here to the 786. Remember, it's a whole channel that Cardano's in of resistance. That resistance goes down to $1.90. But when we were initially hitting this $1.90 resistance, you can see the resistance being hit at the 618 there. I think I mentioned in a video when it was happening, probably did something like this where we're taking the swing low before the breakout to that swing high. And I'm basically saying, be ready for a pullback to this support area, higher low area in the $1.50 range, $1.58 to $1.50. Be ready for that. I said that. It didn't happen. So please be mindful that when I'm charting this stuff, this is just me preparing for these scenarios where Cardano in the 6-hour can get back down into kind of maybe even oversold, or at the very least cool down a bit and putting in a higher low before continuation. Oftentimes we do get moves like that. In this case, Cardano didn't come all the way back down, but I got a comment, I think it was on Twitter, and somebody said, man, I shorted Cardano based on your tweet or your video or whatever about $1.50. And I really encourage you, don't sit there and I hope none of you are right now, like you have Coinbase Pro open right now and you're just trading based on what I'm saying. there's a lot that goes into everything that I'm saying. The basis of it, the foundation of it is to say we want to be prepared for these volatile swing lows in uptrends. And so that doesn't mean necessarily it's going to happen, but it prepares us mentally for when it does happen, we're ready, because it happens often. So what it looks like, once again, is the swing low here to the swing high at resistance where we are. And again, $1.86 area to like $1.78, whatever. And we can look at this, and it would be a drop from where Cardano is right now, a 10 to 15% move. And it could be a higher low for Cardano. Now, the thing is, if a move like that happens, there's going to be bears. People are going to be like, it's over, the hype's over. You should have bought the hype, sold the news. That's going to happen, right? So be prepared for that. But we always want to automatically respond to these pumps into resistance with saying, okay, what does Cardano do now? And Cardano is doing pretty much exactly what we could anticipate and what we would probably guess, which is immediate resistance at a 786. And it's just illustrated perfectly. It's nothing that I'm doing. We've been talking about this area for days as resistance, so it's no surprise that the 786 is acting as resistance. It's not usually smooth sailing through these areas like boom, right? And then we get the throwback that we want ultimately to the support of that resistance. But what is interesting and quite phenomenal is because this is a 6-hour chart, just the trajectory and the speed in which Cardano entered that resistance and got to the 786, because it's a pretty big 786 to 618 range. I mean, $1.88 to $2.14 on this Kraken chart. It's a 14% move for Cardano, and it did it pretty quickly after already making a move, right? And after already breaking all these other resistance. If we go to the hourly chart right now, this is very ridiculous. Let's put this into perspective where we are right now. Hourly chart zoomed out usually doesn't take you that far, right? And it's not taking us that far. This is a few weeks ago, $1. So this is an hourly chart, and this is what Cardano's been doing. So, it's awesome. We enjoy it, but we always have to be extremely careful, because there's going to be eventually some type of reset. Even in a continued bull market and continued uptrend, there's going to be a reset, a dip, and we get them often, even back here. And this is, again, on an hourly chart. This was a couple days ago. Boom. Remember this, 11% to the downside. Be prepared for these things. At the time, I was anticipating potentially coming a little lower. It didn't. And that's probably because we had Friday approaching, which is today, because the news of smart contracts. So that's what I'm watching on Cardano. This is the ADABTC pair. It's awesome to look at this. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful, because I'm very proud of it. I've had this charted for a while, the symmetrical triangle, and we broke to the downside, back to the lower trend line, down to support at this Fibonacci support, hoping for that bounce off of support. I thought we were going to just test this area again, and I thought Cardano was going to struggle there. And this is what's beautiful about the chart. Cardano just exploded right through, right to the center of the triangle. And now, as I do this video, we're actually above the upper trend line. This is huge. Remember, Cardano, in a continued uptrend across crypto markets, in my opinion, is going to very much outperform most cryptos, especially Bitcoin. I really, truly believe that. And this is a 45-50% breakout target for Cardano to the upside back here. I mean, I should actually probably move these arrows at this point. But you get the point. 50% breakout basically for Cardano to the upside against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin can be putting in its gains. Cardano, what's that going to be doing on the USD chart? That's what we're going to have to track and keep watch on. So how's everybody doing out there anyway? This is like big day. I've been doing nonstop Cardano live streams. Yo, everybody, you know what? I'm so invested, entrenched in the Cardano ecosystem in so many ways. I'm getting into the NFTs. I'm enjoying doing doing these other videos on different dexes and different projects, and there's so many coming. I don't even have enough time. I do not have enough time to do everything that I want to do and do, these videos and all these projects, because there's just too much going on as I run this recruiting firm, try and do these videos, these live streams, and there's just way too much opportunity in Cardano just to not spend so much time. So good to see Carpenter Hunts is doing well. Thanks for streams, Martin Andrew Lee. You know what? I appreciate you cruising by. I mean, the streams are only fun for me because people are here and you're here. So thank you for coming by. Yep, Ergo, awesome project. I'll be doing some content on Ergo. I appreciate you staking CCV3. If you're not staking that Cardano, you better stake. There's a ton of awesome pools out there, everybody. Thank you for the videos. Can't wait for what's in store for the next few months. Larcy, God bless you. God bless all you guys out there. Friday night live stream. Cardano making moves up above 210. Sophia T is holding. Sophia T, she knows what's up. So, y'all are awesome. Eating a quesadilla and watching the live. Come on. What kind of, can Friday night get any better than that? So, it is true. And the one thing I usually start my videos with is this chart. My buddy texted me earlier and he's like, yo, how are those green boxes looking? And I just, I sent him a snapshot. This is the most exciting thing for me, this weekly chart, as we go into smart contracts. And actually, I wanted to do this in this next video. Remember the 63-day range that we have right here. So, and if you remember why I did this, we had this breakout in, I guess this was a May area, away from the green line, the 20-week moving average, into Shelly, right? So that breakout occurred 63 days before Shelly. And then after those gains, consolidated, 20-week moving average. Then here's this candle, very similar to what's happening now in the weekly. You see the similarities kind of coming up. And then boom, we're breaking away once again right here from the 20-week moving average into Mary. Again, 63 days prior. So what I was doing, and it's not happening the same. I'm going to throw that out there right now. But what I was doing is I was saying, hey, let's take a 63-day window and chart it before Alonzo, right? And let's just see. And I'm actually going to move the box over now because we have the date. And I guess this would work right here. So if everything repeated perfectly and we got this exact breakout, we would have gotten the breakout in July, so a month ago, and it didn't happen. So here we are in the middle of this box and we're getting a breakout. So what's going to be really, really cool to track now over the next month, leading into this area of smart contracts, and even hard fork testnet September 1st, it's going to be very cool to track on these charts. But going all into this area, and just like the comment just said, it's what else is there to watch, right? And we can expand outside of that. We know long term what we're looking at on these charts, but the next month going to be very, very big for Cardano, and alongside the smart contracts and just everything going on, the infrastructure being built, Plutus, Charles was mentioning, been working on that for 3 to 4 years so that it works, so that it's secure, that it's scalable. It's a ridiculous infrastructure, for these smart contracts to operate, and for all these projects to really come on board and start building, and providing all of us with opportunity, because that's what's happening right now before our eyes. We have opportunity, you and I. There's probably many entrepreneurs out there in this live stream. There's opportunity here in this ecosystem. You mentioned earlier the governance system approaching like $750 million in decentralized VC. So really crazy. It's absolutely insane. And we're just at the beginning. This is the launch pad, everybody. It really is the launch pad. And technically, from a technical analysis perspective, if you go back to this chart, this Fibonacci resistance that we're at is a launch pad, because if Cardano breaks it and we get the bullish confirmation, it's a launch pad for the continuation of this bull market. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. I'm going to have to do a Bitcoin video because there's a lot going on in Bitcoin that's important. Right now, this weekly candle looking very nice, a full body green above the 20-week moving average. This is something that did not take place at the beginning of that last bear market. A lot of things have happened in the last couple months for Bitcoin that did not take place in the middle of the last bull market, or I'm sorry, at the beginning of the last bear market, because a lot of people are saying that this is kind of a little bounce before continuing down. And if it happens, there's 2 days left on this weekly candle. We need to see weekly candles close below this green line. And right now we're seeing opposite. We're seeing bullish trajectory. We're seeing Bitcoin close above. So that's going to be something we have to keep an eye on, and we will. So I appreciate everybody cruising by. Time for me to go relax a little bit. Let's see what happens. I guess price can continue going up now that I'm ending the live stream. So we'll see. Let's track it. If it does, I'll be on Twitter tweeting about it. Follow me on Twitter if you're not on Twitter. And, you know, I hope you all have a really good weekend and a good night. And I'll see you all in the next video. God bless.